Hey guys, Connor here with the Motion Visual. Welcome back to Spline, the complete guide. This is lesson 1.2, creating, moving, and editing shapes and objects. I'm a graphic and motion designer and I make the animations you're seeing right now using Spline. I'm teaching everything I know about the program in this complete guide. Hit the like and subscribe button if this guide is something you'd like to use and see me finish. This is how I know you guys want me to keep going. Ask any questions in the comments and I'll answer them all. I teach one-on-one Spline Zoom lessons to anyone interested, and that's all the fluff. Let's just get right into this. Hopefully you've seen lesson 1 and are comfortable moving around the 3D space. Today we're learning about creating 3D shapes and objects and changing their characteristics. Here we have our cube from the last video. Just like we learned to move, scale, and rotate our perspective, we can do the same thing to our objects. Click on your cube. The red, blue, and green controls you see do 3 unique changes to your objects. Each color represents an axis. For example, if you click this blue arrow, it moves your cube back and forth on the z-axis. If you click this blue curve, you can rotate your cube on that same z-axis. Finally, clicking this blue circle allows you to scale your object on the z-axis. Click Ctrl-Z quickly to undo all your actions, and now try doing the same thing while holding Shift. This allows you to scale all 3 dimensions together equally. Shift will also allow you to rotate your shapes in precise increments. Again, to reset your actions, you can click Ctrl-Z to undo each step. These settings can all be changed in another way. You can type them into the settings shown on the right side. If you want to rotate the cube 45 degrees, you can just type in 45 into one axis. The little lock button next to the scale setting acts like the shift control and keeps the settings relative to each other. This is how you edit the position, scale, and rotation of your objects. Above this, you'll see the words viewport, state, and events. These all have to do with animating in Spline, and we'll learn about them in another lesson. Beneath this, you have the snap settings. This makes it easier to move and create objects in precise increments. We'll also check that out later. Next, you have your size settings. Size works similarly to scale, but sometimes it's important to keep your scale settings even and adjust the sizes instead. Next, the side setting, which doesn't affect a cube, but affects changes in the amounts of the sides on shapes like diamonds or hexagons. Corner affects your shapes and edges. As you can see, if you set it to 0, you get a perfect cube with right angles, and the higher number you get, the more round curves you get on the edges of your shapes. The corner sides set how many faces make up this curve. Smooth and edit is how you begin 3D modeling, which will have its own lesson as well. Next, you have your material settings. Materials will be a whole set of lessons coming in its own chapter of this guide. We won't do too much now, but try changing the number of your lighting material to see how it changes the way lighting reveals your shape. We've already learned how to change the color. This number up top is the opacity of your shape, and when it goes to 0, your shape becomes invisible. Next, the align to path setting, something we'll learn about later. And beneath this, you have visibility. The wireframe setting shows you the faces and vertices of the geometry of your objects. The flat setting will change your rounded vision to reveal the geometry and the flat surfaces that create them. Try adjusting the corner sides again. You can see the flat edges on your shape. And finally, sides shows you the front, back, or inside and outside of your shape, or both of them together. Next, the shadow options decide whether your object casts shadows onto others and whether it receives them. This will be revealed when you have multiple objects in your scene. Beneath this, we have the cloner setting. The cloner is a special feature which multiplies or repeats a specific central item in different ways. You can see examples of these different ways by changing the options in the type drop-down menu. It's a good way to duplicate things you've built in Spline so that you don't have to repeat the steps. It repeats all aspects and animations in grids, lines, or circles depending on your settings. You can also randomize these patterns based on settings in the randomness section below. The cloner will get its own lesson, but you can try experimenting with the different settings to get familiar with it. In fact, you should do that with all the sections that we've learned about in this right menu box today. We'll save collision for another lesson as well. The right-hand menu is crucial to your ability to create your visions in Spline. For your homework today, practice with positioning, scaling, and rotating your cube in your scene, and mess around with all the options in the right-hand menu while your cube is selected. See how these changes affect your scene in different ways. Remember, you can hit the Ctrl-Z to undo all your actions in succession. Next time, we'll be making all sorts of shapes and seeing how the different settings affect them as well. That's all for lesson 1.2. Thanks for being here. Please hit like and subscribe if you want to see the next lesson, and I'll see you guys at the next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.